What if I told you that not understanding 7 simple real estate words could cost you $40,000? I'm Tiffany Weber, and I'm a real estate attorney in North Carolina, and I've seen this happen more times than I can count. But here's what's really crazy. After doing thousands of real estate closings, I realized that most people are walking into the biggest financial transaction of their lives completely blind. By the end of this video, you're going to understand these terms better than most real estate agents. Now, I know what you're thinking. Great. Another lawyer about to bore me with legal jargon. But that's exactly what I'm not going to do. I'm going to break down these 7 essential terms in plain English the same way I explain them to my clients who are sitting across from my desk, probably feeling just as overwhelmed as you might be right now. And here's why I'm the person to tell you this. I don't just practice real estate law, I live it. I've seen both sides of these transactions, and I've seen what happens when people don't understand what they're signing. So let's get right into it. The first term everyone needs to understand is real estate itself. Now, the legal definition is pretty straightforward. Real estate includes the land and any permanent structures on it. But here's what it really means. You're buying something you can actually touch. Unlike stocks or crypto, real estate is tangible. When you buy a house, you're getting the dirt it sits on and the building. And here's the kicker. They're not making any more land. That's why over time, real estate typically goes up in value. The second term that trips people up is equity. The formal definition is the difference between what your property is worth and what you owe on it. Here's what it really means. Let's say you buy a house worth $200,000, but you got a great deal and only paid $160,000. You put down $5,000, so you owe the bank $155,000. Your equity, that's $200,000 minus $155,000, which, let me get my calculator, that equals $45,000. But here's where it gets exciting. As your house goes up in value and you pay down your mortgage, the equity grows. After 2 years, your house might be worth $220,000 and you might owe $150,000. So now your equity is $70,000. That's real wealth building. Now let's talk about mortgages. Legally, a mortgage is a loan secured by real estate. But here's what it really means. The bank is basically saying, we'll buy this house and you can buy it back from us over 30 years. Most people get a 30-year mortgage, which means you make monthly payments for 3 decades to eventually own the house outright. It's like a really long layaway plan. The down payment is your skin in the game. The definition is the upfront payment you make when purchasing a property. Here's what it really means. The bank wants to know you're serious. They're not going to hand over $200,000 just because you asked nicely. Depending on the loan type, you might put down anywhere from 3% to 20%. This shows the bank you have something to lose if you don't make your payments. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Let's talk about becoming a landlord. A landlord is simply the owner of rental property who collects rent from tenants. Here's what it really means. Instead of living in your house, you move out and let someone else pay you to live there. Remember our example house? If you're paying $1,000 a month to the bank and for other expenses, but collecting $1,300 in rent, you're making $300 a month in what we call cash flow. That's $3,600 a year in passive income. The person paying you that rent, they're your tenant. The legal definition is a person who occupies land or property rented from a landlord. Here's what it really means. They're the person who writes you a check every month to live in your house. They take care of the day-to-day living while you build wealth through their rent payments. When you're collecting that rent, you have what's called a rental property. This is real estate held for the purpose of generating rental income. This means that you are in the business of housing. Every month, someone pays you to provide them with shelter. It's one of the most basic human needs, which makes it a pretty stable investment. But maybe you don't want to be a landlord. Maybe you want to flip the property. Flipping means buying a property with the intention of selling it quickly for a profit. Here's what it really means. You buy low, maybe fix it up, then sell high. Using our example, if you bought for $160,000, owed $150,000, and sold for $190,000, you'd walk away with about $40,000 profit. That's a flip. Now, here's the bottom line in all of this. Understanding these 7 terms isn't just about sounding smart at dinner parties. It's about making informed decisions that can literally change your financial future. I've seen clients who understood these concepts walk away from closings with tens of thousands in equity. I've also seen people who didn't understand them make costly mistakes that took years to recover from. The difference? Knowledge. And now you have it. If this breakdown helped clarify things for you, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I'm here every week breaking down real estate legal terms in plain English because I believe everyone deserves to understand what they're signing. And here's what I want you to do right now. Think about which of these terms was the most confusing to you before this video. Drop a comment below and let me know. I read every single comment and your questions help me decide what to tackle next. Remember, real estate might be the biggest financial decision you'll ever make. Don't go into it blind. The more you understand, the better decisions you'll make, and the more money you'll keep in your pocket. I'm Tiffany Weber, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll dive even deeper into the world of real estate law in plain English, of course.